Alright people, what's going on? My name is Denonu, aka the man with black privilege, and as you can see, this is Spawn. This is the Super Nintendo version of the game. Well, I'm saying it like, there's multiple versions of the same game, but no. This is just the Super Nintendo game version. Damn, I'm about to say it again. Anyway. Damn, okay, let me get into character. This is the Super Nintendo game known as Spawn. Let me say that. There we go. And this is going to be a new series I'm starting. I'm just breaking up the monotony. I know I'm going to be putting out tons of Witcher 3 and also anything else that I'm going to be doing for the next foreseeable months. But since I know a lot of people love old school games, I mean, I know I'm one of them. I have most of the older consoles, pretty much damn near all of them, emulated. I know I got from, let's say, PlayStation, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Nintendo, arcade games, Atari games. I got all that stuff emulated, so I got all the different ROMs they ever made for them. And I'm gonna probably be putting up, let's say, a video once a week, or maybe even once every 2 weeks, who knows, of older, old school games, so that you guys could, just get a little bit different perspective. As far as I know, a lot of people are newer gamers and they never even played or even heard of any of these older games. So if you guys have any requests, let me know. Like I said, I'm shooting for once a week, but I know if you guys really like it, I wouldn't mind doing it twice a week or something like that. So let's see. I'm going in blind. I haven't played this game since I was probably in middle school, coming into middle school. I know that's when I brought it before. Let's see what I can remember. Let's just jump into it. Because if I remember right, these guys are just gonna constantly feel sorry for themselves and commit suicide, so. I can remember some of the moves. I remember you had all the magic and whatnot. See if I can remember how to play this game. Because I remember like two of the magic spells. I remember how to do the heal, and I remember there was like this little floating one you could float along the ground and blow people up. But just like Spawn in the comic books at the time, you see that 9999 gauge up there? That was your magic meter. Everything Spawn did as far as like his powers, probably besides super strength and everything like that, it used up that little meter. That meter will go from 9999, and once it hits 0, because every time he exerts his magic or his powers, it'll go down. And once it hits 0, he'll get sent back to the 𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷 realm in hell. And they even had that in the comic book too, so that was a pretty cool little carryover. The game didn't make that up. That was straight from the comic book. You even had that in certain comic book pages, because he would fight somebody, let's say like Overkill or somebody, and have to use this badass magical spell in order to, blast a hole through his chest. And that number would go down. So it was kind of like a it was something that you would see in a video game being used in a comic book. So it was a very unique thing, because no other comic book character that I know has that kind of limitation on their powers. There may be certain things that they, certain times, or they can, use their powers for a certain amount of time, but none that had a finite limit to those powers. In that same way of thinking. So if I remember right, I just got to beat up these random people. I remember this was a long game. I remember me and my brother are huge Spawn fans. And we played through like this whole entire game, and we ended up beating it. This game is a long game. I know you had like 7 or 8 different levels to it. It was nice and long, and the difficulty was there too, because you kind of had to master Spawn's movement in order to fight people. Why is he starting off with like half health? And I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. Because I didn't do nothing to it besides just start the game up, so. I don't know, maybe this emulator has some save states or something on it. Because I know I didn't change the settings, it was already like pre-set up. Ah, crap, I gotta kill him before I can heal, so I don't remember how to heal. Get up, get up, get up! Yeah, there we go, fuck your arm. Alright, does that give me my health back? Alright, yeah, we cool. So I'm not gonna play through like the whole entire game, but I'm just gonna probably play a few levels of it. Maybe play a half hour, 45 minutes into it. just to give you guys an idea of what the game's about. And like I said, if you guys got any comments or any kind of ideas for games, let me know. I know, I played through a whole bunch of games when I was a kid, so, well, I say it like I still don't play games, but yeah, I played through a lot of these old school games coming up, so, I mean, I know I'm leaning towards doing just the stuff that everybody already knows, but if there's a game that you played that, let's say I didn't play, let me know what it is. I don't mind playing anything. Play anything besides a sports game. I'm not into sports at all, so, I mean, I don't mind playing it, but it's gonna be awkward. Let me just say that. That's why you don't see no sports games up on my channels. Dude, if you don't stop shooting me, thank God. Alright, let me see. Kill this. God, die, knife guy. Alright. Oh, dear God. Getting my ass handed to me already. If I could just get these guys to stop attacking me for a second and let me heal. Because I remember how to do it, but... Come on, black guy, let me on. There we go. See how the numbers went down? I remember you had like a bunch of different spells. I can only remember like 3 of them. You had at least probably like 7 or 8 or maybe even 10. But really? I just had to walk off screen? But I only remember the one that you knocked along the ground. I remember the heal, and I remember the teleport one. But basically, the storyline behind this game is, if I remember right, I want to say this one guy. They mention who he is later. He's a Spawn. Well, yep. I'm gonna say bad guy if Spawn is the good guy, but this guy was he was going around kidnapping kids, taking the goodness and their innocence from them to make himself and his weapons more powerful, so he can go to hell and kill people and kill demons and shit. That was his whole thing. His name was called the Redeemer, and he was pretty much how the devil has, let's say, hell spawns and people who fight for him. God and heaven have their own variation of soldiers, and he was one of them. But he was a little bit, let's say, I'm gonna say crazy, but it's not crazy. It's more of that crazy as far as you're crazy in a way that, let's say, like a religious zealot would be crazy, where you're crazy, but you're singular focused as far as everything you do goes into what defines who you are. And his whole way of thinking was, I mean, I'm doing this for the greater good. I'm stopping evil beings and creatures and bad guys, so that justifies what I'm doing. And Spawn got involved, as you can see in the opening cutscene there, when Cyan, technically his nothing, if you want to be honest. but she was the daughter of his, I'm gonna say ex-wife, but not really his ex, but his, his girl that he was in love with. She got with his best friend after he died, did him dirty like that. But Spawn died, he was with this woman named Wanda, and they were gonna get married, have kids and all that stuff. Well, they were trying to have kids, but they never had one. And then when he died, Spawn's best friend got with his girl, and they eventually had a kid. And that's the kid who was in the earlier cutscene. That's who Cyan is. If you guys don't know, Spawn's God damn, what am I fighting? Like the Punisher or some shit? He is not missing. Fuck. Why can't this shit be like just maximum carnage, where you just gotta go up? Nah, this shit. That's what I was saying. This game isn't. It's not easy, but it's not at the same time. It's not like overly, Japanese Mega Man X7 difficult and shit, But it did kind of push your buttons a little bit. Yeah, why not continue? I mean, what the hell? We're gonna play a few boards of this. Malbo is just fat ass. Alright, get this wall jumping on. Let me stop fucking up. I'm supposed to be good at video games, Sorry if you guys can hear my controller clicking. I know this is Xbox 360 controller, but it's I want to say like a third-party Xbox 360 controller. It's not the typical normal one, so it's not as quiet as it could be. I know most of my videos, you guys hear this all the time. That's when I normally click the shoulder buttons because they're like loud as hell. Alright, if I remember right, this is like any other elevator in video games. Death traps. I just thought about something too. They didn't have I'm like remembering all the bad guys they had in this game. And I remember they didn't have the one guy that was in the comic book and in the animated series, which was awesome, by the way. You had like Spider-Man voiced by Spider-Man. Damn, did I really just say Spawn was like Spider-Man? Yes, I did. But it had Spawn voiced by Keith David. Used to come on HBO late night. Loved it. Used to stay up as much as I can on midnight in order to tape the series and actually watch it. I wish they'd have continued it, to be honest. I mean, they ran it for like 2 or 3 seasons. I was just thinking when I'm punching these people, while like in most beat 'em ups, you gotta combo people to kill them. And then I was like, yeah, why Spawn just like one hitting everybody? And then I was like, wait a minute, Spawn body weighs like 600 pounds. Alright. You really gonna punch me in the back like that, guy? I remember when Spawn fucked Batman up. Still got that comic. Spawn gave Batman the business. Batman didn't want to see Spawn. For any of you guys who don't know, they had it wasn't a What If comic book, but it was back in the day when they used to do crossover comic books and stuff. You don't see a lot of that stuff no more. But you had I want to say this one lady was doing some dirty shit in New York, and something related. Oh, hold on, let me take this time to heal up. Hold on. There we go. This lady somehow was robbing something in Gotham or something like that, and Batman traced it back to her, and her home base was up in New York. She wasn't the one doing the robbing, but she was like this rich lady who wanted something, and she was causing this drama up in New York. That's how Spawn got involved, and she had to steal, she had something stolen from Gotham. So when Batman traced it back and he figured out who stole it, took him to New York. Let me finish after the cutscene. This is basically Spawn finding all of the kids, and they've already had their innocence, stolen from them. That's Redeemer, who I was telling you about before. If I remember right, this fight was kind of hard because you basically had to survive his onslaught and actually like make it to him and hit him, and then you get to the end of the building and knock him out the window. But you couldn't just stay back and block. You had to like push up and hold on. But as I was saying before, Batman made his way to New York, and once he got there, if I remember, you had to jump that, then you had to hit him a couple times. And then, like, what'll happen, like, if he hits me with that beam, if I remember right, it knocked you back to the beginning. So you had to, like, chase him to the back of this window again. But Batman got to New York. He pretty much tracked down the other lady. And since Spawn was also doing the same thing on his end, ooh. Alright, let me heal up for the next couple times. Damn. Mistimed that one. But they both tracked each other. Well, they didn't track each other down, but they came upon the scene at the same time. And they both thought that that they were both, like working for the lady. Because if I remember right, the lady convinced either Spawn or Batman that the other one was working against them or something like that. And so they fought in the alleys, in Spawn's alleys, when Batman came in looking for him. And basically, Spawn tried to fight Batman head up. I mean, he didn't use his powers enough in at first. And he was holding his own. Batman was obviously, better skilled, but Spawn is no slouch either. And but Batman won the the fist fight. And then Spawn was like, wait a minute, what the hell am I fighting on his playing, or like on his playing ground for? He don't got no powers. And then Spawn just used his magic to increase his endurance and made his hit stronger and whatnot, and he just beat the fuck out of Batman. Like I haven't seen Batman get beat up that much in a fight since probably since he fought Deathstroke for the first time. But Batman was damn. But Batman walked away, like barely walked away, like Batman had to throw down one of those things and actually get away because Spawn was gonna kill him. That's how bad Spawn was beating him down. And he made it like, I love the description of the page if I can remember right. It was like Batman made it 2 blocks before his knees gave out, and then he spent the next minute trying to, figure out how to breathe without coughing up blood. It was like very descriptive of how beat up Batman is. So he was beaten, broken, had all these broken bones and whatnot. And no, don't let me. Okay, that was just messed up. All right, let me get my energy back. Here we go. But basically what happened after that fight, Spawn uses magic, like I said, beat Batman down. Batman left and went back to Gotham, and he retrieved these how do I call it, these I forget where he got them from, but he fought somebody who had like enhanced technology, and they had these like gauntlets that you would put on, and they would give you like superhuman strength. And he basically went back to Gotham, got those, came back and fought Spawn. And it wasn't really that's gonna hit me. But it wasn't really, hold on. There we go. Ah, come on. Used it just to get hit. All right, let me do another one. Come on. It's like you gotta hold block and then hit down up and then let block go. So it's very finicky, but if I get hit one more time, that's gonna, there we go. Okay. But Batman used the gauntlets when he fought Spawn the second time, and it made it. That's gonna hit me. But it made it more of an even fight, and Alright, I gotta heal myself again. There we go. But it made it more of see, trying to talk and trying to concentrate on top of my jumps is hard. I will say that. But we're gonna get through it. Let me just focus on beating them. But it made it a more of an even fight, and they basically beat each other up until they pretty much came to terms with it, like, hey, look, this other lady, she's the real problem. Let's go deal with her. And they basically, went and beat her at the end of the comic book. But one thing that it did that was pretty cool was, I want to say at some point, in order to get to the lady or in order to retreat from the lady, I want to say like at the end of the book when they were leaving, the building was gonna blow up or whatever they was in, and I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm trying to remember a comic book that I read like 20 years ago, and something was happening with the place they was in, so they had to leave out real quick. So Spawn used his teleportation to teleport him and Batman back to the alleys where they fought at the end of the book. But in doing that, Spawn's let's say molecular makeup merged with Batman's for that, let's say, half second or however long it was when he was teleporting. And their minds basically melded together, so they each knew what each other knew. Let me say that. So Spawn knew who Batman was, knew he was Bruce Wayne. Batman knew that Spawn was Al Simmons, and they knew everything about each other, because they each had each other's memories. And they pretty much realized that they were similar-minded, even though they didn't like each other. Batman just pretty much left and went back to Gotham. I mean, he didn't have the power to deal with Spawn at the time, so, I mean, he couldn't have really beat him anyway. Let's be honest. But, that's gonna hit me. But, you know, that's how it ended. You know, Batman just went back home and was like, don't ever come to Gotham, yada yada. You know, he gave the Batman speech to him. And Spawn was like, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. But it was pretty cool, you know. I mean, I'm not a current reader of Spawn. I mean, I'm assuming they still made the comic books, but I read a lot of it. Like, I read probably the initial 100 issues. I remember Spawn killing Malebolgia. Like, I remember reading all the way up to Spawn killing Malebolgia. And, okay, I missed it. But, I remember him killing Malebolgia, taking his powers. What the hell was I thinking right there? But he took his powers, and I remember him, actually kidnapping God and trying to force everybody to stay away from him, or, you know, stay away from Earth, because Heaven was fighting Hell and Earth was like the middle ground, but Heaven wasn't good either. Like, they wasn't like the oh this is good and we're forever and we're here for saving people. No, they was just doing, it's kind of like, you know, same coin, two different sides. So Heaven had its dirty stuff that they were doing too, using human souls on Earth and shit like that. So Spawn was just like, yo, I don't care what it's all about, just leave it alone. Don't step foot on Earth, you know, on humanity's plane of existence. But he ended up losing his losing the powers of creation to, I want to say the guy who was medieval Spawn, if I remember right. The old man is like, if you guys have ever seen the HBO series, he was the old man who would talk to Spawn in the alleys and stuff and give him advice. That guy. He tricked Spawn into losing all of, let's say his, you know, losing the power of creation and God and all that. Because Spawn became like an omnipotent badass and didn't know what to do. But, am I really getting my ass whooped by Redeemer? It's pissing me off right now. But he ended up losing his powers and then, you know, returning back to the status quo of him being, you know, living in the alleys and whatnot. And then he wandered around from place to place like Bill Bixby, trying to figure out what to do, you know, what to do with his life, you know, or, you know, afterlife, whatever you want to call it for him. I swear to God, once I knock him out this window, I'm gonna whoop his ass. Okay, good. I'd rather get hit by that than his little beam. True fact. I remember in middle school, I used to collect action figures, and I actually had, you know, Redeemer's toy, and he looks exactly the same as he does here, except he had like this little arm blade that you're gonna see him with, if I remember right, in the second part of this fight here. Because once I kill him, I'm gonna knock him out of his window, and I'm gonna follow him to the ground. And, you know, then we're gonna fight head up, rather than him using his bullshit Kamehameha Cyclops optic meme here. You ain't no X-Man, bitch. I just gotta keep remembering my timing right. By me talking, it's fucking up my timing, but I got it though. Yeah, right. It's what I'm good at. I just gotta not think about what I'm saying, and then I'll get it. So sorry for the boring, riveting, action-packed, boring-ass gameplay. But it is what it is, so. I might end this video after this fight, debating on how long I'm gonna make these videos. Because I know in my Witcher videos, I normally try to make them like half hour, 45 minutes, something like that. Because you have longer quests, and plus it gives me room to dick around and just been doing side quests and stuff, or just collecting stuff. Nah, I missed it. Let me heal up before I start fighting them. Jump! Ah, fuck. Okay, we got enough energy. Punch you in the mouth. I wonder what my strongest punch is. Okay, I think the kick might be stronger. I mean, as it should be. Your leg muscles do a hell of a lot more than your arms. No, that's gonna get me hit. Jump too early. trying to get a heal and a, there we go, there we go. Alright, we're good. Yeah, I just stood there like, you know, like I was Superman, just thinking I could take the shit. Alright. There we go. Fuck your window. I always did love how, look at Angela in the background. That's right. That's right, fuck you. See, he came with that little thing that was on his toy. Oh, look at you with some Street Fighter uppercuts. See if I can remember something too. Yeah, that's right. Magic, bitch. I forgot how to do. There was like a, oh shit. How you just going? Really, 2 in a row? Get him to back off for a sec. Ooh. There we go. Oh, you get off me. No. Okay, good. I'd rather take that than it's gonna get me hit. There we go. But yeah, Spawn has always been one of my favorite, if you want to call him a superhero. I mean, I wouldn't call him that, but I mean, he's always been one of my favorite comic book characters, even to this day. And it's not because he's black, although that is a big reason. It's not the only reason. I just like the, you know, Todd McFarlane's universal view when you're dealing with Spawn and heaven and hell and all that. I liked, you know, all of that to begin with. Because I'm not a very religious person, so I kicked the hell out of him. And if I remember right, this is where Angela comes down and tells you not to kill him. She also worked for Heaven and killing Hellspawns and whatnot. But she wasn't as psychotic as Redeemer was. Billy Kincaid. I'll play one more level. What the hell? If I remember, I think at the end of this you actually fought Violator. Oh shit. Screw it. I can always heal myself at the bottom anyway. I remember there was a way you can dash. There we go. No air block. How am I supposed to get over that one? Oh, maybe do the dash. There we go. Screw you guys. I just need to talk to a crazy ice cream guy. There we go. Okay. Yeah, just do this. I remember there was a way to, I don't know how to do it now, but I remember there was a way where you can make like a little teeny, because every one of your magic powers in this, they took a different amount of magic to use. And the stronger the amount, the stronger the spell it was, you know? And I remember there was like this little one, since you don't have no projectiles in this game, you have to either beat everything with your hands, or you had to, or there was like this little teeny little twinkle magic spell you could use, which will kind of home in on bad guys and everything, so you could so I could take out those guns if I didn't want to actually punch them. But I forgot how to do it. I only remember the two you see me use. But that's just something else I liked in the game. You see like all the different animations when it came to like Spawn, Sprite, and his cape and whatnot. I love that. They, it's like they put the time and effort in, unlike, the later Spawn games, which utterly suck. AKA Spawn Armageddon. But we're gonna leave that one alone and never speak of it again. Don't even know why I came this way, but I figured I came this way for a reason. Fine, I'll stay here, heal up. See, normally, this is something else just to let you guys know. Normally, you see how like I'm wasting magic? Like I said before, it's just like in the comic books. Once that hits 0, 0, 0, guess what I'm doing? I'm starting the game all over. I can't continue, I can't, it's just like that way, just like the comic books. There's a way to actually bring it back if I remember, because you can play through the whole game. But I think there's a way to actually bring it back, but I forgot how. But if you waste it, I mean it's like, you having no lives and you can't continue. So you had to like gauge your whole entire game off of that bar. Trying to figure out where am I supposed to go here. Because I remember you're supposed to go through here, and then as you get to Billy Kincaid, that's when Violator shows up and you have to fight Violator. He was another one of Spawn's bad guys, the big looking monstrous thing with the big ass teeth. If you guys don't know my name, where in the hell? Okay, here we go, different floor, that's what I was looking for. Screw it, let me just pass these guys. Dude. What kind of insane asylum have spikes on the walls like this? There we go. Love that uppercut. I think my most favorite thing to do in this game is when you slide down the wall, or when you do that, or hold on, when you do this right here. It just reminds me of something like Batman would do. Alright, here we go. Boss fight. Okay, we might have to use magic with him. Ah, come on, man. Ah, I was trying to do it. Oh, man. I was trying. Alright, yeah, we're gonna do all magic with him. Oh. Come on, do it. I'm trying to keep him on one side with magic, but I don't know why. It's not working for some reason. Unless I'm just doing it wrong. Yep, I am doing it wrong. Well, at least I think I am anyway. Alright, getting my butt whooped 2 bosses in a row. I don't like this. Oh well. Just gotta beat him the old-fashioned way. You just gotta give his animations time to reset. Because after every time you hit him, he's invincible for a little bit. He's actually a hell of a lot bigger than this too, but I guess they gotta make him fit on screen. Yep, my magic is not working. Oh, that's working. I did a little bitch kick, kicked him right in the mouth. Was not expecting that to work. There we go. Problem solved. Yeah, you better run. Alright, fellas, I'm gonna call it a break here now that I've triumphed over Violator. But if you guys want to see more of this or like these kind of videos, please do let me know down there in the comment section. Or if you have, or if you guys have anything to say about Spawn in general, because like I said, I stopped reading comic books a long time ago. But anyway, my name is Denonu, and I'll see you guys in the next one.